Hopefully there we go. Hopefully that started. So yeah, morning everyone. Welcome to our 5th Youth Support Service event today, although I just noticed a little typo on that holding screen there. We've got number 2 on there, but today is actually our 5th Youth Support Service event of the 22-23 academic year. A little bit of the housekeeping again, like I've said already, for anyone who's just joined the call is being recorded, will be sent out to colleagues sort of post-session, as well as the slide deck. And if you would like to keep your microphones on mute, that would be amazing as well. So to start with then, similar structure for this event. My name is Darren. For anyone that doesn't know me, I am the post-16 officer for the Cardiff Commitment, and I work predominantly on our learning pathways priority, which involves making our offer of education, employment and training in Cardiff more visible, more transparent and more accessible for young people aged 16 to 24. These youth support service events are held monthly, and we like to shine a light on some of the great provisions and opportunities that are available for our young people in the city. So keep an eye out for invites that are coming out next month. So we'll start with a little bit of a welcome from me, a few Cardiff Commitment plugs, and then I'll hand over to our presenter today, which is Corporal Sergeant Griffiths, who will provide us with an overview of careers and the other opportunities that are on offer within the British Army. And like I mentioned already, there is an opportunity for questions and answers towards the end if you have any. So our first plug is just a reminder to colleagues of our internal services that are available to support young people in Cardiff. First up, we have our Cardiff Youth Service, who work with young people aged 11 to 25 on personal, social, educational development through a whole wide range of provision and opportunities that they have available. Next up, we have our Interwork Advice Service, who provide employment and digital support for those who are actively seeking employment or just looking to upskill in certain areas. And then finally, we have us at the Cardiff Commitment, who are a small project team that facilitate achieving the vision of the Cardiff Commitment, which is working together to inspire its children and young people towards a better future. And if you don't know already, we have our website links and our contact details on the slide there, which will be sent out if you haven't already got those. Lastly then, just before I hand over to Derek, just wanted to remind everyone that we have our What's Next platform, which is a centralised location for provision and opportunities in Cardiff for young people aged 16 to 24. It's updated daily. There's new opportunities on there with things from education provision to jobs for young people, apprenticeships, work experience, volunteering, graduate opportunities, internships, loads more. So I'd really encourage everyone to use the platform and visit it regularly because it is updated all the time. And if you are looking for those opportunities or having conversations with young people about their next steps, it's a good place to see what the offer of EET is within the city. Our new What's Next platform will also be soft launching towards the end of this month. So there'll be some comms that comes out around that, and there'll be more features as well as the provision and opportunities. There'll be things like career pathways into growth sector jobs within the city, and then information on how sort of young people can overcome barriers such as financial or travel type issues that they might have in terms of accessing opportunities. I'll drop the link into the chat while our presenter, Corporal Sergeant Griffiths, is presenting, if anyone hasn't seen that and would like to take a closer look. And without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Corporal Sergeant Griffiths to take you through the presentation from the British Army.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Colour Sergeant Griffiths. I'm the Senior Careers Advisor in the AFCO at Cardiff, or the Armed Forces Careers Office in Cardiff. So I basically control the Cardiff and the Swansea office in South Wales, and also my responsibilities include Hereford and Worcester and Gloucester offices. And what we're going to show you today is what we can actually offer from the offices to help you or help us in our recruitment with people into the Army. Okay, can I have the next slide, please, Dan? Okay, as I said, it's basically explaining to you what we in the office or our support elements that we have in South Wales or from the Army, we can get in and give you support in our area of responsibility. Okay, can we have the next slide, please? Okay, our main role is to attract and recruit the higher caliber of potential soldiers possible and to guide them through the process from walking through the front door for the first time to start in basic training to one of the army training regiments. So we're basically the first face that anyone will see of the actual army coming through. They'll see us, they'll see the army on TV, but we'll be the first ones that they'll actually get to talk to, whether it's at a school, a stand, or if they just walk in through to the office, and we will explain the whole journey to them. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? So how do we do this then? So we're only allowed to engage from year 10 onwards in the actual office. However, we do have an engagement team which works out of Brecon that can go to younger age groups within the actual area. Okay, and that's the core engagement team, brigade engagement teams, and the large scale events and national events, and the army and education letters. So we send out a letter each month to the schools and colleges explaining the prospects and jobs that are available to us. Okay, so that's the age group that will do from below year 10. Our attract is basically any event or regional and local event that we'll try and bolt onto and support. Target specific events, i.e. female or junior entry, we get a target, or we'll be given a specific area that we have to recruit to for a period of time. So we will look at events that we think would benefit our targets that have been set by recruiting group and the captor group as well. We can do interactive groups, exactly what we're doing here, and we do virtual. We can load people onto virtual events, which are national events, so it's not just people from Wales, but from the whole of the United Kingdom, and we can get them on and we can explain events to them. There's then the events we have virtual Harrogate Open Days. So if they're 16 to 18 and want to go to Harrogate College, we can actually load them onto a virtual event, and that's actually filmed from Harrogate at the college with instructors there. We can do educational shows, presentations at any location. All we need is a plug-in for our laptops and a screen with some speakers, and we can do any presentation from the offices. We can get hold of the STEM teams that to come into actual areas and present STEM, the scientific and technical and engineering and mathematical type events that people want. Okay, and a GAEAC, which is a generic army introduction course. So that is basically a 3 or 4 day course, and they can be run down in Courtagofflin or Crickhowell with the outreach team Wales, and it's just basically an insight of what the army can actually offer to potential candidates. It's not a physical course, it's more an information type of course, and but they stay there overnight and are dealt with and looked after by the soldiers. And then on the recruiting side, where we sit, okay, after they've made the initial call from of booking online or going on to search army jobs, we will then cover out the army brief. We will then do an individual careers discussion with the actual candidates to find out a little bit more about themselves, about their family, their schooling, their aspirations, what do they do in their spare time, and what their main interests are. We prepare them for the assessment centre, and that word demist is basically us going through what the actual assessment centre is all about. So we explain the 3 days to them, so they're not going up blind, and they have a full understanding of what is required at the selection centre. And the selection centre is the 3-day event where they go up and they actually are selected for the job choices of where they want to go to in the army. After that, then we will load them to their next available date for their job, and we'll give them a basic training brief, and then they'll go into basic training. What we can actually offer as well is that what a AAA is an Army Awareness Activity event, and this is either 3 or 4 days where they go away to a cap badge, a specific cap badge, or a specific job in the army, and they get hosted by that unit, and they will show them what they're actually getting involved in. So if they haven't got any idea what about the job that they're going into, or they want to find out a little bit more, we will send them to their phase 2 training area. They get to talk to the current recruits going through training. They get to talk to the instructors. They see the accommodation. They see all the facilities that are available to them, and they can ask any questions that they want. And they can go on any amount of AAAs until they go into basic training. And all the way through all of that, my guys in the office and the captain staff will be nurturing them. So we have a 14-day contact with them and move them along. Okay. Can I have the next slide, please? So this is what we can actually offer. The core engagement teams can do presentations. They can do military career fairs and interactive kit, and that's part of the STEM kit. So it can be a lot of hands-on. The STEM team itself is a set team that we can call in to actually use, and they can do team tasks. They can do, they've got trained STEM ambassadors that will come out and do everything. And that will be for like the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, which are our mechanics, the Royal Engineers, which are our builders, the Royal Signals, which deal with all the communications and all that. So they can come out and do that. And this can be done in outdoors, indoors, or in a classroom. It makes no odds. We can filter our presentations or our days to what facilities are available. The presentations, we can do what we call an army and education brief. So we're not allowed to give the army brief outside of the office, but what we have got is an army and education brief, and that is from 14 to 16-year-olds and 16 to 18-year-olds. So it's managed in that aspect as well of where we actually can go with them. We can do a Army Foundation College at Harrogate, and that is the Army Foundation College Harrogate is available for 16 to 18-year-old, 16 to 17 and 5 age group of people. So it's a specific college for those groups of people that would go to. And we'll also talk about the military preparation colleges that are around in the country as well. So there's if you're not sure of it or what they are colleges that help us to prepare candidates to either go into the military, not just for the army, but for the Air Force and Navy, the police. They bring young people forward to actually help develop them in their prospects for the jobs. Okay, there's one in Cardiff, Newport, Cwmbran, Bridgend, Merthyr. So there's quite a few knocking around. And what we can do as well with student engagement, we can come in, we can do mock interviews with people. If not, the engagement team can come in and do that. And we got one-on-one careers discussions as well. So if someone didn't want to come in as a group, we can come out to them and we can actually talk to them. Okay, can we have the next slide, please? Okay, the other things we can do apprenticeship shows. Okay, we do Skills Cymru, we got the NSSL apprenticeship shows and local and regional shows, and our biggest one was probably for the Cardiff office is the show in the Motorpoint, I think now International Cardiff Arena again. Okay, we go in there and do a present and stand there for 2 days showing off our wares of what we can actually do. We can do school and college runs, okay, and further education events in our area of opportunity, so we can get out and do that. We also attend Cardiff University careers events like Cardiff Met, Cardiff University, and the University of South Wales. So we can go out. We go out and recruit or potentially recruit officers. And then we do job fairs, so job centres, City Hall events, Careers Wales, and we do a lot in the Principality and with Dragons as well. So we get around as much as we possibly can. Okay, but anything at all where we can get out, we enjoy getting out to as well. We do have some restrictions with our recruitment, and that could be for nationality issues, criminal records, and an age criteria. So our age range, we can only recruit from 15 years and 9 months up to 36. Okay, nationality wise, they have to be in the country they have to be in the country for 5 years. That is reduced for officer, where they only have to be in the country for 3 years. And when we say criminal record, it's not they basically have to have all their criminal records have to be spent. Okay, if they're unspent, that could mean that they may not be eligible to join at that period of time. Okay, next slide, please. So presentations we have on offer, as I've already mentioned, we've got AFC Harrogate, and as it says there's a presentation where we tell the students about our post-16 opportunities in the Army Foundation College, 16 to 18 years. They get £1,000 per month in their pay packet, and it's education and military and basic training combined together. There's 2 stages of the course. If you're doing a technical job, that takes up to 32 weeks. Okay. And if it's a combat side of life, that takes 46 weeks to actually go through. Okay. So that's the target audience we're looking at there is year 10 plus. Army and education. This is a presentation to discuss educational and further education opportunities. This consists of bursaries, apprenticeships and scholarships, as well as the medical and STEM focused degrees. Great opportunities for those looking to attend university. Okay, so year 11 plus. And then we have our career roles and streams. We break this down into 7 parts, and on the presentation we go through all of those parts from combat all the way to music, so that target audience can be anyone at all. It makes no odds what age those people actually are. Okay, and the next slide please. So if you are interested in actually get in touch with us for us to come and attend any of your events, this is the contact details there. Corporal Liam Dice. Okay, he's my main events guy. He is due though to leave the office next year. Oh, sorry, later on this year. Okay, but he is getting replaced, and that person then will become his point of contact. Okay, Sinead Kavanagh, she's the lead recruiter of Capita, so she runs both the Cardiff and Swansea offices. Okay, so if you want any assistance there, by all means get in touch with Sinead. And John Arundel, he's our regional operations manager. Now he's Capita, so he controls the whole of the actual area, and he will always offer support as well. So first point of contact is contact the careers office, either contact myself as well, but mainly Liam. Set what you want to do, and then we can agree a date, and we'll try and work it around as you as much as possible. Okay, but it all depends on what manning and what other opportunities we've actually have, or other events that we've got going on at the time. Please send over the details and number and times that you want for the actual event, and then we can plan and conduct the event. And as I said, we will work it towards what you want to achieve from these events. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of it. We will come out and support you in what you want to achieve. So whatever you want to achieve, let us know, and we'll let you know whether or not we can help fulfill that. If not, we will approach core engagement teams or other engagement teams to come out and support you. Okay, and also what we'd like is good feedback. So when we attend events, please give us some feedback on how you think it went, how we can improve, because that's the only way we will ever improve our delivery to yourselves as well. Okay, next slide please. Okay, has anyone got any questions?
Yeah, so thanks for that. I've got a question in the chat from Chris, which says, can a young person start the application process if they have offences that are not spent? We work with young people that are on orders.
Yes, I would turn around and say yes, get them to make their application. It will go to what we call the crime team at the National Recruit Centre, and they will look at it. And I think it does depend on age and what the actual crime and all that is.
And then I've got a question as well. Obviously, you've mentioned lots of events and the different types of events that you can support. Have you got any that are coming up in the Cardiff area that any of colleagues on the call, if they're working with young people who might be interested, can come along to attend? If so, where are they? When are they? That sort of
Right, so yeah, we've got one on the 8th of March, which is a female focus event because it's International Women's Day, and that was at Cardiff Castle. 160 Brigade are running with that event, so that's part of the brigade engagement team, but there will be army stands and all that up at the castle throughout the day, and that's from 10 till 3 that day. So there'll be a large presence of army knocking around on the 8th of March. That's the main big one at the moment, and we got not so much in Cardiff now. I think the next one in Cardiff is 6th and no, that's Newport, sorry. We'll get back to you and confirm the dates of the other one, but the main one is the 8th of March, which is International Women's Day.
Has anyone else got any questions that either want to sort of come on camera and ask directly, or do you want to drop something in the chat? Everyone sort of 20 seconds or so to think about that. Just checking to see if there's any hands up. Not that I can see. As always, the slides and the recording of the event will be sort of sent out post-event. So if anything springs to mind there, obviously you've got everyone's contact details available on that last slide that came up there. So you feel free to sort of reach out directly, or feel free to reach out to me, and we can sort of point you in the right direction as well. But I can't see sort of any more questions coming through. So just to round things up then, coming up next month, so our next event will be on the 15th of March, same time from 11 to 11:30 a.m. and we'll be hearing from the Cardiff Third Sector Council about the volunteering opportunities, which there seems to be a real appetite in terms of some of the analytics we get from our own What's Next platform. So we know that there is a real sort of need and want for that amongst young people. So that'll be a really interesting one to come along to. So invites and diary holds will be out shortly for that event, but that's the date of it, 15th of March, 11 till 11:30 a.m. And as always, if you're interested in the wider work that the Cardiff Commitment carry out, please take a look at our website, in particular our Cardiff Commitment in Actions, to see some of the work that we've been involved in and the projects that we've been carrying out. And if you'd like to follow our social media channels as well, our handles are on the slide there for you to stay up to date with all things Cardiff Commitment. But again, unless I don't think there's any sort of last minute questions that came through, but so thank you very much to Corporal Sergeant Griffiths for your time and for presenting today. Thanks for everyone for turning up, and I hope to see you guys at the next event. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ad. Thanks, Vic.
Bye.